What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna talk about Battlefield 4 Final Stand DLC and stuff. So it's not gonna be like a live topic thing question, but it's actually gonna be like purely game related. So if you're not into that, then I'm sorry, this video will not be for you. But if you still keep watching, I love you, and if you don't keep watching, then just come back next week. I still love you. But yeah, so first of all, I actually hope that you had a beautiful day, and if you had actually a shitty day, then I hope I can make you feel a little bit better through this video, and maybe it can cheer you up, or I don't know what. So yeah, let's actually get right into this week's topic. Now, as I said, it's gonna go about, or I'm gonna talk about Battlefield 4, and particularly the Final Stand DLC. And Final Stand might be the last DLC, maybe not. I say maybe because for the premium calendar in Battlefield 4, it got extended 1 year, so there might be coming more for Battlefield 4, and that rhymed a little bit. But yeah, a few months ago, you might remember, I didn't like Battlefield 4. In fact, I hated it. So I played Battlefield 3 a lot. But then actually Dust Squad, or actually more members of Dust Squad, bought Battlefield 4. And I still did not really like it. I still played it. But then the final patch came quickly, so I really liked that. And now it's better, and I enjoy the game more. So I also obviously play it more. And yeah, as you saw the past couple of videos, I actually put up some Battlefield 4 gameplay. So I've had actually previous 2 weeks to play Final Stand, and I know a little bit about it now. So I will actually break everything down, or not everything, but just the major parts of it. So yeah, here we go. So, first of all, there's the bow. Now, it is a big hustle to unlock this bow. You can watch videos on how to do it if you want, but, like, one thing is said, it's not easy. You have to complete all the Phantom assignments, which is quite a bit of work, and it's also a job to get, like, you have to find some dog tags, and then get 4 people have different dog tags, and dog tags are not easy to find. Ugh. So, I did all that. I actually got the bow. And I mean, the bow is such a great concept. I mean, like, you have this thing that was like thought of a few thousand years ago, and you're actually fighting against fully automatic rifles. So yeah, why not use a bow? Now, you had the X-bow in Battlefield 3, which was a crossbow, but it was like a one-hit kill, and it was actually reasonable. You had it as a tool, and maybe like in the engineer class, when there wasn't a vehicle-heavy map, you could like use the X-bow, or yeah, the X-bow. It was called the X-bow, and kill a few people with that. Now, in Battlefield 4, it's a primary weapon. It replaces your primary weapon. It also has less selection. You cannot like choose between arrows anymore, like those hot swappable arrows where you could just like hit down on the D-pad. That was in my peasant times, I'm sorry. Or actually V, that was it. V on the keyboard, and then it would switch to different arrow. Yeah, now you actually have to select that in the spawn menu, as well as you don't have as much selection in the sights area anymore. Previously you had the Cobra sight and the 7x zoom. Well, now that isn't the case anymore. Oh, and you have less arrows. Now you don't have the scan bolt anymore, so that sucks. Not like anyone used it, but still. Now you have some weird iron sight thing. It's not completely unclear, but it's definitely not as good as the Cobra was. And actually, to be honest with you completely, that said, the bow completely sucks. Now, you can't lie down with the bow as well, and arrows drop like Corne's KD, and it isn't always an insta-kill. It was conceived to be an insta-kill, but if those enemies you hit have the defensive perk, they survive with 7% and will hit you right back in the face. So that sucks. It's not always an insta-kill, it has many limitations, replaces your primary, and in Battlefield 3 they had this figured out way better, and I really liked it in Battlefield 3, and I really hated that it sucks so much in Battlefield 4. So they should really buff that. And but actually, once I hopped into a bow versus bow server, it was actually quite reasonable to play, because like you had opponents that were equally matched. They also had a bow, so bow only servers are the way to go if you want to level up your bow. Now, moving on, we have the railgun. Now, this is obviously a futuristic type gun, and it's a battle pickup because it was always, like, it was obvious that this would be like overpowered if you could just choose it. But after you learning how not to use it, after picking it picking it up one time that was close range, I learned about its perks, and it's quite a beast. Now you have to stay back, so it's a long range weapon, but there's no travel time on it and no drop. You can also hit vehicles with it. I've taken out choppers with this, and it absolutely wrecks shit. It's very fun to play with, but it's not OP either. Like, you have limited ammo, it has a long reload, and the load up time when you fire, like when you hit the fire button, it has to load up and then it shoots, so you have to keep on target, which is not like too difficult, but it prevents you from enemies peeking you, and enemies can definitely still kill you if you have the railgun, so you can like sometimes drop it and then shoot them with your normal gun if they're close by, and otherwise, yeah. So definitely, if you can give the railgun a try, it's nice, and try being a Wookiee for once. So take that advice. It's fun to play with, and there's that. Next up is the hover tank. Now, it is less good than I thought. I thought it would be the same as in Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. They had some kind of tank there, and the resemblance between those two tanks, because it's obviously two different games, but like, instead of like only the turret turning, you have the whole tank moving. Now, with the hover tank, you have the advantage you can float over things, that being water and hills, and like, I don't know, when you can fly off edges and you just hover down. So that is kind of your advantage. Your disadvantage is you hover, like your gun is fixed where you look, so you can only point up and down. And furthermore, you just have to move the whole tank, and the sensitivity is really weird for me. And I actually missed a lot of shots on helicopters, which I knew I would have gotten with the MBT. So yeah, maybe I just played it wrong, or I haven't spent too much time in it. But yeah, so that's my verdict. It's not as good as it may be. Well, the sensitivity is weird. That's my only complaint. But furthermore, it's actually quite fun to play with. Now, finally, we have maps themselves. Now, I really love the maps in this DLC. Well done. My complaint with other maps was there was AA camp, so flying jets was quite an endeavor, and it sucked really hard. And yeah, that is fixed on these maps somehow, and you also have a reduced infantry combat compared to last DLC, Dragon's Teeth. I'm not quite fond of like infantry combat, and I like the maps a lot more. There's a lot to explore. There's no map I really dislike. Well, there are maps that I think that are less good than the other, like Whiteout, for example. Actually, it's not as good as the others, I think, because it is too simple. You could like say, well, it's the same as Silk Road, because like snow landscape or like desert, it's basically the same, just a few rocks and then change the color. Well, not exactly, but you get the drift. So I think the difference between Whiteout and Silk Road is that there is no D flag. Now, on Silk Road, the D flag is always hard to capture. I get it. Okay. So Whiteout is more like on the outskirts. If you look at the flags, it is really like there's no center point where everyone gets together to create a huge, nice mosh pit. So it's a little bit of less fun, you could say, so you end up circle jerking around, but I like Hangar 21. That is definitely my favorite map. I don't know what it is. I think the futuristic feel of these maps really makes them unique and stuff. So you also have the launch pods on Hangar 21. Those are also, yeah, weird, but not like any means really hardly impacting on the gameplay. So I really love that. I'm really fond of these maps. Then what you have, Giants of Karelia. You have that map is actually pretty good, because like you have hills, but you have this D flag, this bridge connecting those outskirts, which really keeps the flow in the gameplay. And like the hangar where all the mechs, or how they're called, stand, that is also quite fun to play with. And last but not least, Hammerhead with the submarine base. On the outsides you have vehicle combat going on, and the insides infantry, so there's something for everyone. So I think those maps are really well made, and I'm really fond of them. So there's a lot of fun to be had on these maps. On HANGAR 21, for example, I was messing around with my friend Lawrence yesterday. Now, sadly, my mic audio cut out on the following clip, but still, it's funny to watch. So look at this.
Objective Foxtrot is out of our control.
Nu. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yes.
Enemy helicopter, south of your current position.
Holy fuck.
So, yeah, in my opinion, this is the best DLC till now. I'm a bit disappointed in the bow, it needs a buff. But I really hope that there comes another expansion pack for Battlefield. I really would love that. And yeah, that actually wraps up this video, I guess. So I would be more than glad if you would come back next week. I hope I'll be there as well, because, you know, it's me, I'm not very consistent, I sometimes miss videos. Also, I have this test week coming up again, so yeah, that is irritating with learning and stuff. But if you really want to get me going, then write a comment and engage with the conversation with me. Tell me your thoughts about what I just said about the bow and stuff, and oh yeah. And yeah, I always love interacting with you. I always say that, and I'm gonna keep saying it. So yeah, this is it. Maybe till next week. Have a good one.